Okay, so we are live. Firstly, I'd like to welcome you all on the behalf of TensorFlow User Group Hyderabad. How is it going, guys? आप सबका weekend कैसे जा रहा है? I hope a lot of people are waiting for us. Please ask your friends and everyone to join quickly. And welcome to TensorFlow User Group Hyderabad on air. So ये साल का episode 1 है ये, and of course every month we'll try to bring at least one TFUG on air for you guys. So let's join up quickly, guys. We'll be there for another 2 minutes over here and we'll wait for others to join. Of course, no RSVP required. So anyone can join. Okay. So the people who don't know, today's speaker is a really interesting person, and he is a Google developer expert. And on your choice, we have chosen this topic, LLMOps. So I hope it's going to be very interesting. So before that, let me quickly give you the very regular intro that I give at all the events. So a bit about us. So guys, people who don't know, we TensorFlow user groups are a community of AI and machine learning enthusiasts who are spread globally. So we have more than around 1,000 plus chapters all over the globe, which are divided into regional chapters. So we are the Hyderabad chapter of it, and we host in Hyderabad more than 2,500 plus active members, a combination of machine learning researchers, very exciting, enthusiastic students who are excited about machine learning, and also a lot of professionals as well. So it's a pretty vibrant community, and we would still like to expand to the corners of the Telangana state, which is thriving in its innovation ecosystem. So this is what we are about, and we've been there in this domain since the past 4 and 5 years. I think we've started in 2018, and since then we've been doing pretty good. And this year there are a lot of exciting things coming. Before that before that a major announcement, guys. Are you ready? So can I see a few thumbs up in the chat, thumbs up or whatever it is? Spam the chat, guys. We have a major announcement coming up. Also, adding over here, please ask your friends to join. Since no RSVP is required, simply you can tune in and join us. Okay, so moving ahead, the major announcement for this year is going to be that yes, soon, in maybe a few weeks, uh, our meetup channel will be shut down permanently because we are moving on a very new, fresh platform called as Communal. Also, guys, most of the TensorFlow user group communities and machine learning communities all over India are going to move from Meetup to Communal. So, guys, whatever announcement, whatever new and exciting updates we are coming through will be first posted on Communal, then on our social media platforms, and of course, in a few weeks, Meetup will be non-existent. So we ask all of our vibrant audience who's pretty active on Meetup to shift to Communal, because it's a pretty good platform, and we have forums over there where we have specific channels where you can ask your questions and get answers to it. Maybe have cool project collaborations, great ideas, and of course, we have a special referral section where you can put down your resume, reach out for jobs, and we would definitely share very new updates, not only for AI and machine learning related stuff, but for all jobs and internships, and a very nice space for you guys to interact. So this was a major announcement for the year. You can simply Google it up, TensorFlow User Group Hyderabad Communal, and it will be there. So to make it easier for you guys, here's a QR code. You can scan this up quickly, share this around, and I hope this will land you to our communal page, which you can join. I'll just leave it here for a while so that you can scan it up. And can anyone explain what is community? It's a platform, like what do we say, like Meetup, like Bevy for GDGs and GDSEs. Sorry, GDG on campus now. uh, it is a platform where we put announcements regarding our events, or uh, whatever is going to come from our side. Also, it's kind of a Discord server as well, where you have multiple forums, multiple channels for you guys, so that you can interact with each other. I'll just keep it here for a couple of minutes so that you guys can scan it up. Also, guys, I'd like to ask you to ask your friends to join, because मशीन लर्निंग बूट कैंप में 2000 लोग लाइव थे, या एंड हमारे वेरी रिसेंट which we did last year, of course, TFUG on air में 200-300 थे, and now we have only 10-15 people watching. Guys, come on, make it quick. Jay is gonna be here anytime, and of course he's already here. He's gonna start anytime soon, and we're gonna take a very deep dive into LLMOps. So jaldi se join ho jao. The QR is still there. You guys can scan it up, join Communal. All right, perfect. So let's get going, guys. Before I move on, have everyone scan the QR. Can I take it down? Can you just leave a thumbs up? If you can leave a thumbs up, I'll take it down and we'll move forward. Thumbs up in the chat. Spam thumbs up in the chat. All right, perfect. So let's go ahead and let us start our very first episode of TFUG On Air 2025. So, guys, today we are going to discuss about LLM ops done right. Learn LLM, large language model inferencing on Google Cloud. And we have a very, very interesting speaker who's going to be the resource person for this first episode of our TFUG on air. And this guy is a very interesting person, a very good friend of mine, the only person who supported me in a pool of Flutter enthusiasts. ये एक बहुत बड़ी कहानी है जो हम लास्ट में डिस्कस करेंगे. So guys, let me give you a quick intro about him. So he is Jay Thakkar, a Google developer expert in machine learning and the community lead of machine learning Surat. So he has a very thoughtful expertise and has played a very impactful roles at Trustex LLP. I hope I pronounced it right. Binoloop Incorporated, and he has achieved a lot in LLM capabilities, cost optimization, and he his community serves over 6,000 developers and a very very vast plethora of community members. Also, he contributes a lot to machine learning research, and his contribution to open source communities are significant. So guys, please give a huge round of applause for Jay bhai. Jay, are you there?
Yep.
All right,
Hello,
guys,
hello, hello.
spam hello Jay in the chat. Spam hello Jay in the chat. We have a GDE among us. All right, cool. So firstly, Jay, thank you so much for joining us. Thank you so much for taking time, and I think we are good to go. So yeah, you can take over.
Give me a minute. I have to connect this StreamYard to YouTube.
Yeah, sure.
We are having trouble connecting you with you.
Okay, let me check what's.
Leave it, leave it. Window or screen, enter screen. Okay. I hope my screen is visible.
Yes, it is.
Yep. Okay. Nice. So, first of all, how are you guys? Oh, I forgot. I cannot actually hear. I forgot. I am not offline. All right. One of the disadvantages of on-air meetings.
Jay, you can continue. That's fine. I think you guys you cannot see the chat together and keep
Yep.
shift. You can continue.
All right. So, before we begin, who am I? Uh, so I'm a research scientist in development. I'm not an academic research scientist. Like I'm not the guy who publishes the research papers. I used to be that one before, but then I got money from the development side and I left that. I am a research lead at Trust AI. It's a US based startup. We work primarily on DevOps. I'm a research and development mentor at Symbiosis Center for Applied AI. I think there is a Symbiosis in Hyderabad as well, but I work in Pune. I'm organizer of TFUG Surat slash ML Surat. I have given 91 talks from 2023. This is 2024 and this is 2025. And this is my 92nd talk. And I have already published my three research paper. Then I left that field. So just for the overview, what is LLM? LLM is a large language model. These are advanced AI models which are trained on large amount of data set and they try, understand and mimic the human characteristic of conversation. Like they try and generate text just like human. Their key features are they can understand natural language very easily. Their responses are context aware, and they supports many languages when it comes to question answering. So for today's inferencing, we are going to use Gemini. Gemini is a LLM developed by Google DeepMind. Um, so just if you guys have any doubt, Gemini is the only model which has like 2 million context limit. 2 million tokens is not a small amount. No LLM has reached that as of now, and it is one of the most advanced multimodal. Multimodal means it can support text, it can support Excel, it can support CSV, it can support documents, it can support images as well. And it is used mostly inside of Google Cloud Platform, and it is highly reliable and highly scalable. So why we are going to use inferencing on GCP? Why we are going to use GCP? Because this is a Google event first, and secondly, I only use Google. I don't use any other cloud platform. That's why. And benefits, I don't need to have an entire flow of security and operations before accessing any API. I'll already have it inside of my Google Cloud. I don't require any GPUs or TPUs, and as well as I only have to pay what I use. So for GCP, you in GCP, you can go to a Vertex AI to get to go to Gemini, and after that you can just enable that API and start using it directly. So we are going to do that directly only now. So once you are into Google Cloud, you can either search Model Garden or you can search Vertex AI. And in here, if you go to chat or if you go to freeform, either ways you'll get to use Gemini to Flash. We are going to use chat as of now. And any prompt you like, just write it on gemini.google.com. You can write it here as well. So like you ask question, it gives an answer. But now the challenge arises if you want to integrate into an application, then what you want to do? So at that moment, just go to here, get a code. So this is a code which you can run easily in Jupyter Notebook. Like it's very easy to run. But what if you want to use it in an API form, right? So at that time you need to use an module named in Python known as Flask. So I have written a code here. So I'm importing JSONify Flask and request from Flask. I am importing generative AI from Google, and from Genia I'm importing Google.Genia I'm importing types. So in here I have created a Genia client first, in which I pass vertex AI equal to 2, project equal to my project name which I was having here, agent building, and location on which that project is hosted. Then there is an API route which is known as which I have kept like /generate directly, and it only allows method as post. There is no other method available. So app.route then generate. So this will on this /generate we will be able to access this particular part of code. So in that I'll first as always good practices. It always starts with try and accept. Like if any error is there, my code should not break. That's why try and accept is there. Then data equal to request.json. So um, this anything that I'll send from here will be converted into JSON, and from that there will be a key which from which I'll get contents. So data.get contents. If that content, if the key is missing for in content, then it will be considering as empty list. And then client, which is getting returned when I call this function create GenAI client. I'll have client direct, client accessible, and model is here, which I took directly from here. Uh, Gemini 2 Flash experiment. It's here. Generate content config, types.generate config. This is safety settings. So this goes to responsible AI that we don't want any hate speech, dangerous content, sexually explicit content, and harassment. So this all we don't want that. So that's why we are not. That's why we are keeping them off. So this won't be coming to the model output. And I have just considered text capabilities of the model, but there are a lot more. And 8192 tokens, so like a model will give output of max 8192 tokens. Top P is probability, so when a model outputs, it should be the probability of generating a token or a character will be 0.95. As probability lies from 0 to 1, I have kept it to 0.95. So once the model is confident enough that this output is right and the probability is more than 0.95, that character will be predicted. And temperature is 1. So this temperature will be divided whenever there is a whenever there is whenever there is the prediction. So something is divided in it. So if you go to transformer architecture, wait, so okay, so here that temperature is divided here in softmax layer, and the higher the temperature is, more accurate the output. Lower the temperature is, more vague the output. So that's why I kept it as absolute, like temperature equal to 1. In Gemini 2, temperature lies from 0 to 2, but in most of the model, it lies between 0 and 1. And then whatever the text is, that is first I initialize it as empty string, and I send contents here for chunk in client.model. So this is the client.models, model Gemini 2, and generate content model equal to model. So this goes here, contents are from here, and generation config is from here, and then we response it and we return it directly. So once you have this thing completed into a folder, you save it somewhere, and then you have to get your requirements.txt as well. So in requirements.txt, you will have Flask and Google Generative AI. Once you have it, you can you have to go to Google Cloud, or if you are using Google Cloud from your local host, you can go to G-Cloud, and if you see that this main, I have saved the Flask API into main.py, and I have kept requirements.txt in here. So if you see, I have kept Flask, Google Genie, and request. And if you want to see main.py, I have kept it here. And after that, to just deploy, like you all are know, we all know that this is very easy to do, right? Now, if you want to deploy, there are two major services which you can use to deploy this. One is Kubernetes engine, Google Kubernetes engine, and second is Cloud Run. So if your application you want to scale it and you don't have many users as of now, you can use Google Cloud Run, not a problem. And if you want to scale, if you want to keep your what we can say, if you want to keep your applications running 24 and 7, and you want to never let it down. So it is better to use Kubernetes as it is instance based and Cloud Run is request based. And if you switch your Cloud Run to instance based, it will cost you more than Kubernetes. So that's why we use Kubernetes. So currently we are going to use request based to Google Cloud Run. So to deploy it on Google Cloud Run, you just write G Cloud Run deploy, and source is hyphen hyphen source, and dot means current directory. Once you run this, it will ask what you want to keep it as a name. So I am just keeping Gen AI. Oh, I cannot keep underscore. So that is the error. So I am keeping this now, Gen AI. And I want to deploy it in India only. So I'll keep Asia Southeast 1 or 2. Let's go to 1. I am allowing all unauthenticated invocations. And now this will be done entirely from Google Cloud only. I don't need to keep my hand. So once I go to Cloud Build and see whatever containers are building. Okay, I think okay, yes. Yep. So this is getting built. So you don't have to create a Docker file or something. It is all managed by Google now. So just keep your heads in code and like just run this. I have already deployed this. So like in the background while it is running, I have already deployed it. So I can just show you directly. So this is what I have deployed. And once you, so not found, yes. So if you, if I copy this and this is a Python module to send a request. So I have just kept this is a test input for Gen AI model, and this is the response is okay. I understand. I am ready for next step. Let me know if you have any instruction for me regarding the test input. So just guys, let me know if you want to ask any questions. We can use it. We can ask questions directly from here. Let's make this interactive. Yep. So the URL becomes an API. Yes. So like if you run Flask app localhost, you get 127.0.0.1:5000. Similarly, if you run it on Cloud Run, you get that URL. Yep. Yep. It goes. So the URL becomes an API. Yes.
Yeah, Jay, we can go with the questions at the last.
Okay. So you see it is already deployed and this is the URL, and this will work the same way that previous URL worked. I need someone to write a question for me in chat box so that I can paste it and we can ask it. We can ask Gemini.
Yeah, so I think this is where the audience can get creative.
Yep.
Okay, we got a very creative question. Um, how is Gemini better than OpenAI or Claude?
Why didn't we use API key directly? So if you use API key, then at the same time, if you want to change project or something, you have to add variables and secrets every time. So instead of that, if you use this project is inside of, then we can use this all of the APIs inside of Cloud Run directly. That's why we didn't use, as we were into the ecosystem, Google ecosystem directly. So that's why we didn't use API. Yeah. How
Also,
is
adding that
Gemini? But yep,
using API keys directly is not a good practice to develop.
yep.
So we keep it somewhere secure and we simply take a reference from there.
So I am a beginner in this one. So yep, I'll tell you again in briefly. How is Gemini better than OpenAI? Your Lord. I'll ask this to Gemini itself. Gemini's. So
Some bombs were dropped.
yep. I'll just paste this here. I'm not going to read this long thing at all for now. Uh, Sometimes people ask what people. Sometimes people ask that can lose someone's job. How the hell to copy this directly? Right line. Uh, I'll send you this. Can you just paste it in the chat?
Yeah, sure. Okay, guys, meanwhile, if you have any questions, keep them noted. We will open the house for questions shortly when Jay will end his talk. And we've got some
And
exciting announcements at the end as well, so stay tuned.
I sent it to you. And interestingly, WhatsApp is stuck.
Okay, got it.
Okay,
I
sent.
think this is not pastable. So how about I put it in chat and I'll share the link with you guys after the event. This is quite not pastable.
Me and Moin will be out of communities by tomorrow.
Of course, we'll be out of community. So, guys, I'll paste a gist of it, a summary of it in the chat. Gemini, done. I just pasted the summary in the chat in just one line. This is quite not pastable. It's like huge. So, people who are really interested to read this, I'll put it on a doc. I'll share the link. So, yeah, let's continue.
No, I'm waiting for question to ask from Gemini because like if it is done, presentation is done.
Okay, guys, any more interesting questions? Pretty okay. Let's
Which
start
we
a
can.
debate over here. Let's start a debate over here. How about we ask Gemini, uh, which biryani is better, the Hyderabad biryani or Lucknow's biryani?
Okay, this kind of things are existing.
Of course,
Okay,
I'm taking liberty to ask this question because nobody from TFUG Lucknow is here.
which biryani is better? Hyderabadi biryani or Lucknow biryani?
Hyderabad की spelling H
हाँ
I
भाई
H
बता.
H Y D E
H
R.
HYDERA.
This is yeah the regular.
अंग्रेज छोड़ के चले गए, तुमको छोड़ के गए.
Okay, guys, the comments, please. I need support for Hyderabadi biryani. Come on, guys.
Flavor profile more delicate. Like I like spicy one. Okay, I don't
So we
like
don't
this.
have a
Just a
winner over
second.
here.
So I need P capital. Now this looks better. This is a classic debate, and honestly, there is no definitive better. It truly comes down to personal preference. Both Hydra are fantastic, but they have distinct characteristics that appeal to different palettes. भाई अंग सीधा सीधा लिख देता क्या है.
All right,
Okay,
cool.
obviously Hydra. The Kolkata's biryani. That was out of question context.
Very out of question.
मेरे पास कमेंट है बट अगर मैंने वो मार दिया तो मैं बाहर हो जाऊंगा जीडी प्रोग्राम से.
एक बंदा है जो बाहर कर सकता है. So let's not.
Exactly.
We have a soon coming up collaboration with TFUG Kolkata. So let's keep
Let's
that
not
for
let's
now.
not go there. Gemini is always politically correct,
Politically correct.
just like BJP.
सर ये YouTube पे जाने वाला है.
Oh, I take my words back. कट कर देना इतना पार्ट.
हाँ वो बीप कर देंगे उसको.
बहुत ज्यादा जल्दी बता दिए आप. Now it's time to run for life. बताओ क्वेश्चंस बताओ, लाइक जेमिनाई से पूछो या मुझसे पूछो.
Okay, guys, if you have any questions, feel free to ask. If it is for Jay, please clearly mention that it is for Jay. If it is for Gemini, please clearly mention that it's for Gemini. So, Jay, jab tak, can you give a quick gist of what you did and so that, like, summing it up in short
Yep.
words?
So, in short words, any model you host, if you host a machine learning or a deep learning model, you have to host it on API. You cannot access it directly from across the internet. So you have to make an API out of it, and that's how you interact with the model, be it machine learning model, be it deep learning model, be it an LLM. So once you make your model and you store it, be it a Keras format or a H5 format or a pickle format, you have to keep it on artifact registry of Google, or you keep it in Hugging Face and you write a script to download it. And after that, whatever parameters you require to make an inference to that model, you accept it in API. So all that, like, I needed to pass a prompt or anything to model, so I accept it in contents. And once you get all the data that you need for inferencing, you inference it and then you return it where it is required. So that's how this model inferencing and MLOps thing works. And as soon as, like, currently Gemini 2 is the latest one available. So let's suppose tomorrow Gemini 3 comes. So you just need to always you need to make your code modular, that if you change this part of code, everything works as it is. So that's the gist of this. Like, you have to make an API, you can deploy it, and then you can run it anywhere on the internet where you require it.
All right, perfect. So we have a question in the chat. Bhuvan Sai is asking, what is all the hype about agentic AI? Agentic AI, I think it is AI agents you're talking about, right?
Yep.
Okay.
So So basically, see, 2024 was all about LLMs. Now they got bored from LLMs. So this is an honest answer. They got bored from LLMs, so they made something from which they can earn more money. And as a perspective of a business person, what they can do on behalf of me are called agents. So if I want to write a SQL query and into a Postgres DB, and I don't want to explicitly go to Postgres DB and write that query. What I can do is I can create a SQL agent out from a LangChain, give Gemini the access of a function which is able to inference with database, and ask it, like, this is my requirement in layman language, that I want to sum up sales of 2024. Gemini will create. Gemini will call that function, and it will pass the query on behalf of me. It will sum it up and it will give an final answer directly, instead of me keeping my heads for 15 minutes. LLM can do that in a minute or two. So that's all about agent AI. So, like, how do you manage to work 90 hours in 30 hours? Just ask ChatGPT. Simply. Oh, this is going live. Just ask Gemini.
Okay, we have another question. Anything about quantum computing or quantum machine learning?
3 4 years to there, but yes, it is there.
Oh, yeah, I
So,
think that there is a lot of time and scope for this, but people are very eager to implement it right now.
okay, I don't want to answer something which might get me banned from everywhere.
Great. So, guys, any more questions? You can feel free to ask. Jay will be here for another hard 2 to 3 minutes.
There is too much scope for quantum computing. We are still at the phase of developing algorithms. We are still at the phase of getting environment where it can actually we can actually host a quantum computer, because quantum computer works in some negative degrees.
Okay, I personally have a question. So let's say that there is a guy who is building a small project for, let's say, his college work or his personal portfolio or something. And then there is an
Uh-huh.
organization who's trying to make a full scale application. So in this
Hmm.
case, अब यहाँ पे both of them need LLM inferencing. So
Huh.
will the what do we say, approach and the process of hosting this and that will be the same, because both are different LLMs catering for different purposes on different scale.
Depends on how much the requirements are. So if your requirement is something which requires more analytical thinking, you might go to LLMs which are more good in analytic thinking, which are open source. Like if you have heard about DeepSeek R1, it's very good at analytical thinking. If your task is more towards summarization, you come to Google side LLMs more, which are good with summarization task. They have uh, large context, uh, large context limits. So that's how you decide. First of all, we always require requirements. Then we can decide in which direction to go.
All right, cool. So guys, any other questions for Jay?
DeepSeek R1 is really good. I know. I just hosted it 2 days ago.
Also guys, if you have any other questions, please feel free to ask. Not only about today's topic, about general AI or machine learning. Also, till then, Jay, any tips and tricks or suggestions, advice for beginners who are just dipping their toes inside LLMs or LLMOps?
Learn natural language processing.
Awesome.
So, like if you know how NLP is working, any LLM that comes across the world at any moment of time, you'll know how it is working. Else, it will be hard to like tune it according to your needs.
All right, cool. So, there is another question. Where can we find competitions, hacks hosted by TFUGs? Yes, it is communal. So, from now on, all the machine learning and TFUG communities are going to move to communal, including the community which Jay leads, ML Surat, and
हम तो
all
कम्युडल
the,
पे ही है.
yeah. So yeah, you guys are already on communal. Great. So everything is going to be on communal. First, it will be hosted or announced on communal, then on all the other social media platforms, LinkedIn, Twitter, and all the other social media platforms. Okay, another question. This is quite generic and quite asked at a lot of places. How can we differentiate ourselves from the industry with good projects? What projects make us stand out?
Which creates a difference. Like what problem did you solve by that project? So if you make an RAG based application, everyone can make it. But how is your project making a difference in community? It will make a difference. Can
Okay,
you
free में
explain
आपने
CI/CD
solution
in
challenge का
terms of
promotion
ML?
कर दिया.
क्या?
फ्री में आपने solutions challenge का promotion कर दिया.
नहीं, ऐसा कुछ नहीं था। जो सच था वो बताया।
Yeah, this is a very what do we say? This is an approach which nobody follows. सब सोचते हैं कि maybe if I use a lot of tools and a lot of new age tools, it will stand out. But nah, it's all about the application.
Hmm.
Another question coming up: can you explain CI/CD simply in terms of ML?
Yeah, so like in CI/CD, what you do, you create code, you run it on localhost, then you push it to GitHub. Then from GitHub, it goes to artifact registry, and then it goes to deployment. Similarly, in machine learning model, you train it local, you check if it is working or not. If it is working, you push it to Hugging Face. From Hugging Face, it goes to artifact registry, and then from artifact registry, it goes to either virtual machine where you host your models, or it goes to Kubernetes where you are hosting your models. So that's very similar, but like from GitHub you go to Hugging Face or DAX Hub, and from Artifactory you go to virtual machines or Kubernetes.
Okay, we have another question. Any suggestions or courses to learn NLP by
Uh,
making?
there there is a Hugging Face course. There is a Hugging Face NLP course, and there is also this course. It's on Coursera, but I forgot the exact name of it. It is Coursera. Wait, it is specialization course, but deep learning.ai NLP. So that's one of the good course as well. But personally, I have found Hugging Face much more helpful compared to all.
All right, perfect. So, I think we can call it a day because Jay has also a lot of important works to do. So, guys, if you have any other questions, you can feel free to mail it to us, and if not, you can join the question and answer forum or question and answer channel in Communal. Apart from this, we have a very nice WhatsApp community. There we are available as well. So whatever questions you have, you can drop down to us in the chat wherever it is feasible, either in communal or WhatsApp. I'll route them straight to Jay and I'll pick his answers up and send it to you. So guys, this was TensorFlow User Group Hyderabad's first episode of TensorFlow User Group Hyderabad on air, and TFUG on air is going to be there for all around the year. We're going to come up with a lot of new content and a lot of new exciting speakers, and I expect you guys to come in more bigger numbers for the next episode, which is going to be somewhere around the end of February or the beginning of March. So firstly, guys, thank you so much for joining us. Thank you so much for joining us on a Sunday evening. And thank you so much, Jay Bhau, for coming up on a very short notice. And we really hope that we can pull up a very nice meetup, both together in
Mhm.
Hyderabad and Surat in collaboration. So I think we have no more questions. Yep. So we can roll. Thank you so much, guys. It was a
Chalo.
very good time interacting with you. It was a very good time interacting with Jay. Thank you. Have a good day and wishing you all a very, very happy Republic Day. Thank you so much, guys. Thank you so much, Jay, for joining us.
ठीक है, चलो जाते हम।
And here is